everybody, Cardinal here. So, with the NFL season just a few months away, I wanted to talk a little bit about three NFL divisions that I think are going to be really interesting this upcoming season. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. So, the first division I really want to talk about is the NFC North. The NFC North, I think, probably is the most interesting division in NFL football this upcoming season. Now, you got the Packers, who may or may not lose their franchise quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. He has displayed dissatisfaction with the Packers organization throughout this offseason, and it seems more likely with each passing day that he will not be in a Packers uniform come the 2021-22 NFL season. And if that is the case, how good is Jordan Love going to be? Because he is the next man up. He did not really get to play that much last year because, well, he was sitting behind Aaron Rodgers. So that'd be really interesting to see. Now, moving on to the Lions have had some pretty big acquisitions in Jared Goff from the Rams. The Rams actually got Matt Stafford for Jared Goff and a couple other big acquisitions. And they also got probably one of the best offensive tackles in the draft in Penei Sewell. And personally, my question for the Lions is Dan Campbell actually going to be good, or is he going to suck and have a big mouth? So, yeah, moving on to the Bears. Now, the Bears drafted Justin Fields. They traded up like they did when they drafted Mitchell Trubisky. And Trubisky ended up not working out. Now, I think Justin Fields personally will work out in Chicago, but I really want to see how his first season in the NFL, assumedly as a full-time starter, will play out. Now, also wonder how many games will Justin Fields start, or will the Bears try to kind of put someone who's more familiar with the offense in the starting quarterback position? Be really interesting to see. Now, the Vikings seem to be building towards the future, and I'm just wondering, are we going to see Kellen Mond in the next few years? He was a quarterback drafted out of Texas A&M in the third round, I believe, and I'm really interested to see what he does in the next few years. Will he start? Will he not? Time will tell. Now, the second division that I think is one of the most interesting is the AFC East. And the first team I want to talk about is the Patriots. Now, my question is Mac Jones good enough to start off his first NFL season as pretty much a full-time starter, or really is Cam going to last another season in New England? He did not have a great year last year playing for the Patriots, and personally, I'd like to see kind of what goes on this upcoming season. Will we see Mac Jones start a few games, or will Bill Belichick stick with Cam at least for this season? Now, moving on to the Dolphins, I think the big question with them is Tua the guy. He didn't really have an amazing rookie season. I thought he was okay, but personally, I think that this next year is going to be a proving time for him. And honestly, I'm really, really excited to see the Dolphins play. Now, the Jets are really an enigma for me because the Jets drafted Zach Wilson, who I think is probably a boom or bust quarterback in the NFL. Honestly, time will tell whether or not he can make it in the NFL. Personally, I think that he has potential, but I don't know. He's a wild card. Also, the Jets hired Robert Saleh as their new head coach, and I really like this hire. Really smart football guy. Really excited to see what he does with the Jets. Now, moving on to the Bills, I think the Bills are going to be at the top of the division. Might be close between them and Miami. We'll see. But personally, I think they got the top spot in the AFC East. And honestly, I could see them making another deep playoff run. Now, moving on to the AFC South, who I think is right behind the NFC North, if not ahead of them, in kind of the whole is this division interesting thing. Now, the Titans, first off, they just got Julio Jones from the Atlanta Falcons, and I think that their wide receiver core is amazing, one of the top in the league, and I'm really excited to see if they can make a deep playoff run. Now, moving on to the Texans, yeah, they are going to be terrible. And I just want to know how terrible they're going to be. Honestly, this offseason makes the Jets and the Browns, before Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski came on the scene, look like gods. Like absolute football geniuses. I mean, it's just painful to watch what's going on over in Houston. Now, moving on to the Jaguars, who have a lot more optimism than the Texans right now. The Jaguars drafted Trevor Lawrence first overall, and I'm really excited to see how he does in his first year in the NFL. I think he's ready for the league, and it'll be really, really exciting to watch. Also, there is some kind of like interesting stuff going on with Tim Tebow and Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer was hired as the Jaguars head coach here early this offseason, and Tim Tebow has pretty much switched his position from quarterback to tight end. And it'll be really interesting to see if Tim Tebow makes the roster and Urban Meyer kind of give him another chance. Be really interesting too because they do have that Florida connection. Urban Meyer was coaching at Florida while Tim Tebow was playing over there. Led him to a national championship. Really, really fun story. And I wonder if that same magic is going to occur with the Jacksonville Jaguars somewhere down the line. Now, moving on to the Colts. Now, Carson Wentz got traded to the Colts this offseason, and I think it'll be really interesting to see whether or not Frank Reich and Carson Wentz can't make some magic like they did whenever both were in Philadelphia. And yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. And that's going to be it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Leave a comment down below sharing your opinion, and I will see you in the next video.